We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport.
Ain't that right?
We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport.
Ain't that right?
We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport.
Ain't that right?
We the real McCoys.
What's up? What's good? Good evening. This is your man Keith Allen, and welcome to All About Sports 216. As I am back for the first time in Lord knows how long. For the very first time in Lord knows how long, Brother Man been going through some stuff and everything. I'm going to tell you about it all and everything. I'm going to tell everything as it is and everything, what I'm going through and stuff like that. It's good to be back on air. I fought with myself whether I was going to do this podcast or not, and I decided to go ahead and get it done and everything. I decided to go ahead and do it and stuff. I'm up here looking, I'm like, damn, the board looked foreign to me and everything. Okay, that's chat. If you want to chat with me, hit me up. It's my first time on in a long time, a very long time. It's my first time on. Hit me up if you want to chat. Hit a brother up. Because got a lot to talk about in the little time that I have. I got a lot to talk about. I'm going to talk about some Cavs. I'm going to talk about some Browns. And I'm going to talk about some Guardians stuff as well. And everything. I'm going to talk about the whole bag basically and everything. As far as the show is going out, as you see me, I'm doing some stuff up here, sharing my show and everything and all that. But I'm going to talk about some Browns, talk about some Cavs. Now, who should I go first? But I'm going to tell everybody what's going on with me first and foremost. Because it's been a while since I've been on. It's been a long time since I've been on. I think I haven't been on since February, if I'm not mistaken. Since February. And it's been a while, and bro man just really now getting his energy back up and everything and stuff like that. As you know, brother man been going through it over the past few months. I'm just gonna say this. Around Super Bowl time, I felt really ill. Didn't feel like myself at all. Didn't feel like myself at all. And everything. And I'm making myself vulnerable and stuff like that because, you know, it is what it is. There ain't no sense in hiding and everything from it and everything and stuff like that. So, brother man hadn't been feeling his best in all of February. Matter of fact, it hurted a brother just to get up. My legs are hurt just to get up. And I put on a couple of pounds. Didn't know why and everything. And so I went, checked myself into the hospital and everything. Well, went into the emergency. They checked me into the hospital. They kept me. And I ended up staying in the hospital for the whole month of March. Matter of fact, the whole month of March. Come to find out, first off, I had what's that, congestional heart failure, something like that. Um, so heart failure to go along with some kidney issues and everything, where they said I had basically renal disease and stuff, and where my kidneys had gotten so weakened, it was pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I'm gonna get to the sports stuff and everything and stuff. Then on top of that, on top of that, with the congestional heart failure, kidney disease, also I got to get surgery on my right foot come next week. So I probably won't be on next week to talk to you all at all next week. But I just thank God that I'm here to discuss what I love doing best, discuss sports. But it has been a journey with the kidney stuff going on and everything. And it's so bad that I had to get, I have been going to get dialysis treatments 3 times a week, 4 hours a day. What's up, my guy? What's up, Sean? How you doing, big dog? Hey, thanks. And it's been a day-to-day thing and stuff, and it's been real. And it's been something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. And to all the guys, because you know us, we as in men, black men period in general, we don't like to go to the doctor. To the absolute. We don't like to go to the doctor, to the absolute. That's what's up, Sean. That's what's up. So I'm just telling all you guys, if something don't feel right, go to the doctor. That's all I'm gonna say. Go to the doctor. Because with me, it was pretty real and all that stuff. And transplant might be in my future. Will probably be in my future. As a kidney transplant, will probably be in my future in the future. I don't know why I say in the future, but the congestive heart failure, stuff like that, and I gotta get surgery on my foot. I gotta get my foot in place and everything. So I'll be on the shelf for a while, and I just felt I had to come on here and tell y'all what was going on because I just disappeared out the blue. Then I came back with the shorts and everything, with the shorts as far as predicting the NBA playoffs and everything, and with the Cavs and all that. And I felt that just had to let everybody know what was going on with me, just so. But on this show today, we're going to be talking about the Cavs. We're going to be talking about the Browns. We're going to be talking about the Guardians. Now, first up, as usual, we're going to talk about the Cleveland Browns. Because when the Browns in the draft, I was recovering and everything. I'm still recovering, matter of fact. I still got my catheter and everything in my chest for my treatment every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in the morning and everything. Yeah, you right about that. You right about that. But we're going to talk about basketball first. We're going to talk about basketball because, the Cavs disappointed me. They had a hell of a regular season at 64-18, but they came up short in the playoffs. They ran through Miami, which Miami Heat was a team that probably shouldn't have been in the playoffs in the first place because they finished like 10 games under 500 and they was the 10th seed. And it was the 10th seed. Cavs ran through them like it was like didn't even exist. But then came Indiana in the second round. Indiana, whole different monster. Then it didn't help that the Cavs did have some injuries with Darius Garland. He had missed a couple games in the Miami series. And also, Evan Mobley had an ankle injury. and DeAndre Hunter had hurt his thumb, whatnot, in game one of the Indiana series. But from the jump, Indiana was more physical than the Cavs. From the jump, they was more physical, and they exerted their pace of play, and they exerted it at their own will on the Cavs. And the Cavs, for some reason, didn't look like the regular season Cavaliers that we were used to seeing, which resulted in Indiana knocking the Cavs out 4-1. Very disappointing. It's the second year in a row that the Cavs have went out in the second round, 4-1, and it's the third year in a row when they've gotten eliminated. They've got eliminated 4-1. It ain't like they went 6 games or 7 games. They basically got gentlemen swept. And now I'm wondering, what will the Cavs do next? You right, Sean. Which I was about to allude to that. They do need some toughen up to do. Otherwise, they will continue to be second round exits or worse. Whatever Kobe was talking about running it back must be. Hey, I said that, and I got into an argument with somebody in one of the Cavs groups. I said they can't run it back as is. I said they can't possibly run it back as is. I think the core four will probably cease to exist. Probably. I think really the only two for sures to be with the Cavs next year is Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell. And everybody else, if the right trade, even though the Cavs are in the second apron, if the right trade can match dollar for dollar, it might be done. Kobe Altman hasn't hesitated to make trades in the past. So we'll stay tuned to this summer and everything. Because, I mean, the Cavs are led by Donovan Mitchell. And Donovan Mitchell's desire to win and go all out, all costs, is up here. It's up here. Now, the one coming closest to that, I'm going to say this, is Evan Mobley. He's like right here, but he's still young, developing, learning, and getting his game right and everything. And Evan Mobley had a hell of a year. But Darius Garland and Jarrett Allen's desire and all out is like down here. It's like down here compared to Donovan up here, Evan here. It's like down here. And I don't know what the Cavs are going to do about that. And the other person who is up there with Donovan is Matt Strus. But Strus ain't even the top four guy. He's like the fifth, sixth dude. Fifth, sixth guy on the team. So the Cavs got some interesting decisions to make. I would say this, next season, I would like to see more of DeAndre Hunter or Jalen Tyson starting at the 3. DeAndre Hunter or Jalen Tyson. Jalen Tyson was a rookie last year, but I think he's ready to make that step. Because if you want to start Jason Tyson at the 3 and bring DeAndre Hunter off the bench, that's cool. And bring Max Strus off the bench, that's cool. And the Cavs might need a backup point guard because, as you all know, Ty Jerome is a free agent this year. Also, Sam Merrill is a free agent. I think Dean Wade is a free agent. I ain't sure. Something like that. But I would like to see either DeAndre Hunter or Jalen Tyson starting at the 3 spot. And I probably want to see a little more of Imani Bates next year in the Cavs rotation. Somehow, as a 9, be a spot-up shooter or whatnot as well if you don't retain Sam Merrill. And now, if you don't retain Ty Jerome, it's time to give Porter his shot to be the backup point guard. He played defense. He physical. Give him a shot to play backup point guard. But a lot of things remain to be seen with the Cavs, and some moves are going to be made. I wouldn't be shocked. But I'm going to move right along, and I'm going to move to the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns, as you know, I missed the draft because I was sick, and I'm still sick, but the Cleveland Browns are starting OTAs today. They're starting OTAs, and they're starting with the 7 rookies that they drafted, and plus countless of free agents. But I never got a chance to tell everybody what I thought of the draft picks. But let me see what my man Sean Hall got to say. Browns OTA should be interesting. We'll see how that unfolds, especially in the quarterback room. These new rookies in the running back room should be really good also. I know it's only ATAs. When it really counts this fall, we'll see where they're at. You're right, Sean. We will definitely see where they're at. I'm going to go by each pick, and I'm going to tell you what I think about each pick the Browns had in the draft. Starting off with the first round pick, which was the number 5 pick, Mason Graham, defensive tackle out of Michigan. He should be able to clog up the middle. I actually like the pick, to be honest, even though I was kind of disappointed and mad as hell when they traded that second pick to Jacksonville for Travis Hunter. But I understand, I get it. Mason Graham, you pair him on that defensive line with Michael Hall, Myles Garrett, Alex Wright, Travis McGuire, and all the rest of the guys on the defensive line. The defensive line should be pretty formidable. If Mason Graham and Mike Hall perform up to snuff, because then you don't have to worry about Myles Garrett getting doubled and triple teamed. So I expect a lot out of Mason Graham. I expect him to start. Honestly, I expect him to start. He's the number 5 pick, and the Browns didn't overreach with this pick, because he was slated to go number 5, 6, or number 4, 5 anyway. But I like the pick. The only drawback is I hated to see that they traded the Travis Hunter, the second pick for Travis Hunter. But they got this first round pick this year and the next first round pick next year for Jacksonville. Hopefully, Jack in the top 10, and we'll have possibly two top 10 picks. Even though I ain't willing to throw the season away or tank the season, but I like the pick. I like the pick of Mason Graham. The second round pick, at pick number 33, was Carson Schwarzenegger from UCLA. I'd never heard of the guy, to be honest with you. At first, I never heard of the guy. But I seen him on the draft boards and everything. And then when I seen tape, I said, interesting. And that pick of Schwarzenegger basically told you that JOK is not going to play this season and everything. And I also think Schwarzenegger should start right away. He should compete and start right away at the linebacker spot, because I don't think Hicks is with the Browns no longer. And we don't really have much at linebacker, to be honest. We don't really have much at linebacker, so he should step in right away. And so Browns also had 2 second-round picks. And with the second-round pick at 36, which they got from the Jaguars for our first-round pick, the second pick in the draft, the Browns drafted Ohio State running back Quinshon Judkins. I love this pick. Quinshon should start right away at running back, because our running game was shit last year. It was basically shit last year. So Quinshon Judkins should start right away, and I'm expecting big things from him. I love that pick. Now we move to the third round. Third round, the Browns had two picks as well. Pick number 67, they drafted a local product out of Canton McKinley and Bowling Green, Harold Fannin Jr., tight end, Bowling Green. I like this pick as well because the Browns needed another tight end to go along with Njoku. And plus, Njoku's been injured at times too in the last couple of seasons as of late. So Harold Fannin should fit in, especially in them two tight end sets, because the way Stefanski's calling offense, he's going to run more 2-3 tight end sets. So I expect Fannin to fit in nicely. Nicely. Now the second, third round pick fucked my head up. I mean to cuss like that. It kind of caught me off guard and everything because I didn't have this guy scheduled to go to the 4th, 5th, 6th round. And that was quarterback from Oregon, Dillon Gabriel. And everybody was like, what the? I was like, what in the world? What? He's third round pick from Oregon. Played at Oregon. He played at Oklahoma, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, played at Oregon, Oklahoma, and UCF, University of Central Florida. Had a lot of experience. I think you could have got this pick in the 5th, 4th, 5th, 6th round. And I think we could have drafted another potential starter because really, I don't know if Dillon Gabriel's going to start or not. I really don't. Don't know if Dillon Gabriel's going to start or not. And then in the 5th round, well, no, take that back. In the 4th round, the Browns selected, and I love this pick as well, running back Dylan Sampson from Tennessee. Dude is a beast, which should give the Browns two running backs. Two running backs that, kind of like a situation like the Browns had with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Hopefully the Browns use them both to their advantages and strength this time because I don't think the Browns use Nick Chubb as much as they should have, and I don't think they took advantage of the talents of Kareem Hunt. Hopefully they'll take advantage of both the talents of Quinshon Judkins and Dylan Sampson. And then in the 5th round, which the Browns traded up with the 144th pick from Colorado, the Browns drafted quarterback Shedeur Sanders. I like the pick because you got a first, at the worst, second round, early second round talent in the 5th round with Shedeur. Early second round talent in the 5th round. At worst, second round talent. A lot of people had him scheduled to go 1. Had him scheduled to go in the 1st round. I had him scheduled to go in the 1st round. I was shocked that the Giants didn't take him when they traded up. And I was shocked Pittsburgh didn't take him when they was at 24, 25, 22, whatever they was drafting and everything. But to get a first, second round talent in the 5th round, pretty good thinking. Pretty good thinking by the Browns. So I expect the rookies, as far as the position rookies, Mason Graham, Schwessinger, Fannin, Quinshon Judkins, and Dylan Sampson all to get substantial playing time this year. I expect them all to get substantial playing time this year because, look, Browns finished 3-14 last year. So, hey, a lot of spots are up for grabs this year. And this year also in the quarterback room, we have 4 quarterbacks. I remember talking back January or February or whatever. I was saying maybe the Browns should draft 2 quarterbacks. Didn't think that would actually happen, but here it comes. You drafted two quarterbacks to go along with Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett. It'll be a four-way battle, from what Coach Kevin Stefanski says. Now, I'm going to say this to all the Browns fans all around. No matter who starts at quarterback, whether it's Joe Flacco, whether it's Kenny Pickett, whether it's Dylan Gabriel, whether it's Shedeur Sanders, I'm going to be behind 100% to get the job done. And I think all the fans should be behind whoever the starting quarterback is 100% to get the job done this year. Because in the past years, we've had too much separation in our fan base of who should be the quarterback. We had it going on with Baker, had it going on with Deshaun. Just get behind whoever the guy is this year and ride with that. Because we don't need to separate the fan base or split the fan base in half. Because let's be honest, Browns finished 3-14 last year. Odds are, because everybody got them finishing in the gutter in the AFC North. So get behind whoever the guy is, whether it's Shedeur, whether it's Dylan Gabriel, whether it's Kenny Pickett, whether it's Joe Flacco. Get behind the guy. But if you ask me, what I think is going to happen, honestly, is I think the Browns are going to keep either Flacco or Pickett along with both the rookies. And I honestly think Joe Flacco will probably be the starter in week 1. Probably be the starter up to about week 5 or week 6, depending on what that record is looking like. Now, if the Browns are 5-1, or 6-0, or 4-2, Flacco can probably continue to start for the season, and it'll probably be a redshirt year for both quarterbacks. But if the Browns start off like everybody says, because the beginning of the schedule is like murderer's row. You got Cincinnati, Baltimore, Detroit. Whew. That schedule looking like murderer's row in the beginning 4 or 5 weeks. But we shall see. That's why they play the games. Because you know it's going to be a team on the schedule that everybody's slate to be good. Ain't going to be about shit this year. Who that team may be or who them teams may be, nobody knows. But I expect Flacco to be the day 1 starter starting in September against the Cincinnati Bengals. And I think they probably may trade Pickett with Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel as the Browns' second and third quarterback options. So, but we will see what happens. OTA should be interesting. Very interesting. And the rookies, especially the rookie quarterbacks, soak up all the knowledge you can from Joe Flacco, even Kenny Pickett, and Deshaun Watson. Because Deshaun Watson's in camp also, even though he's probably going to be PUP this year. So, soak up all the knowledge that you can and wisdom that you can, because it will help if you get out on that field this season. And plus, everybody was talking about the Browns got 4 or 5 quarterbacks. Think about this. The last 2 years, the Browns have used 9 different starting quarterbacks. The year they went to the playoffs, they started 5, which was Deshaun Watson, DTR, PJ Walker, Joe Flacco, and it was another quarterback that they started in the last game of the season that year. They started 5 quarterbacks in 2023. Last year, Cleveland Browns started 4 quarterbacks. So having 4 quarterbacks, you know, here in Cleveland, hey, you never know. You might start all 4 of them. They all might get playing time. Hell, as far as we know here in Cleveland, they all might get playing time during this regular season. But like I said, whoever the guy is, get behind him, root for him, cheer him on. Let him know that we are behind him no matter what. a united front, no matter what. Just let them know that we are behind whoever the quarterback's going to be, no matter what. I have no preference. As far as I'm concerned, I don't give a damn. Whoever can get the job done, whoever can make us respectable, whoever can get victories for us, as far as I'm concerned. Whoever can get victories for us. But I'm going to move along. And before I leave out, I'm going to talk about the Guardians. The Cleveland Guardians are in second place in the AL Central at 29-24. And they're currently playing the Los Angeles Dodgers down at Progressive Field. I'm about to find out a score in a minute to keep you all posted and everything. If I can find one, there we go. Find a score. Let's see. The Dodgers are up 4-3 in the top of the sixth inning. Let's go Guardians. Let's come on back. Let's get a victory. The Guardians actually took 3 out of 4 from the first place Detroit Tigers over the weekend. The Guardians, in a bundled up AL Central, the Guardians are in second place. They are tied with the Minnesota Twins and just a half game ahead of Kansas City, and about 5 games behind Detroit. The Guardians are led in home runs by Kyle Manzardo with 10. Jose Ramirez has got a 19-game hitting streak, and the pitching hasn't been great. They've been okay, and Tanner Bybee starting to find his stride. Gavin Williams had a tough outing against the Dodgers, but he's been decent over the last few appearances. Unfortunately, the Guardians lost Ben Lively for the season. He needs Tommy John, but there are reinforcements on the way. DH David Fry is in rehab. I think he's either in Akron or in Columbus now. He should be up in a matter of weeks. And Shane Bieber is scheduled to start pitching in the minor leagues sometime soon. I think today. Matter of fact, I'm not sure. But I think today Shane Bieber is supposed to start pitching. So hopefully the Guardians can hang on till the reinforcements come in, because we know they ain't going to pick up nobody at the deadline. We already know that. But hopefully the Guardians can hang on and make things interesting in the AL Central. I think I think they will hang on and stay in the race, but I don't think they're going to win the division. I think if they get in, they'll get in as a wild card. I think this is probably Detroit's year to win the division. I actually predicted Detroit to win the division last year, but they ended up finishing in third or something like that. Third, I think. But this year, if you really looked at the AL Central, you could have predicted 4 different winners and probably couldn't disagree with you. For real, because think of Detroit. They're up and coming. Minnesota always hangs in the AL Central Division race. Kansas City probably has the best team out of all 4. And you had the Guardians. Guardians, this might not be their best team, but the Guardians have that culture of winning. And think about it. The Guardians wasn't that far off from the Yankees. For real. It's just that the Yankees didn't have to play perfect to win the series, and the Guardians did have to play perfect. That was the total difference. But hey, Guardians are losing to the Dodgers today, 4-3 in the 6th inning. In the top of the 6th inning with 1 out. Everything. Now, I also want to get back to the NBA playoffs, because you got Indiana facing the Knicks tonight. And if you seen my reel, I predicted the Knicks to win it in 7. I said the Knicks in 7. And I still stand by that because I think the Knicks can win tonight. I think the Knicks can win tonight because in this series, really, you've seen teams get out to 20-point leads, blow them, and the team come back and win and everything. And this happened both ways. Because Indiana was up by 20 on the Knicks Sunday night. And the Knicks came back and won. The Knicks was up by 15 on Indiana with about 2 minutes left in game 1. And Indiana came back and beat them. So I think the Knicks is going to pull it out today in game 4 and tie the series. And I think this series is going 7. And I think the Knicks can pull it out. I'm still going to stick by that. Now, in the West, which is Minnesota and OKC, and I had OKC winning it in 6. Look like they're going to win it in the game sooner because I'm going to be honest. I don't see Minnesota going to OKC and winning up there for game 5. I just don't see it. OKC will be in the finals, waiting to take on the winner of the Indiana-New York series. Because they'll play game 5 tomorrow. Because let's think about it. Minnesota played OKC tough in this last game, but I just don't see it translating into them going to OKC and winning in OKC for game 5. Just don't. I think it's basically over. But we will see. But tonight, it's Indiana and New York. It make you feel kind of, what's on that? Because you be like, damn, the Cavs should have been there. We should have been playing the motherfucking Knicks. We should have been playing the Knicks. But we're not. And hopefully the Cavs make some changes and everything in the off season. And hopefully they'll be ready to go next year. 25-26. But anyway, that just about rounds my show up. Like I said, I've been out for 2 months. Brother man been going through some issues and everything. I won't be back on next week because I got surgery next week on my foot next week. Brother man just been going through it and everything. So won't be back next week. I'll probably be back June the 9th. June the 9th and everything. Or if I do, I'll probably do stuff on the finals. Probably do some shorts on the finals and stuff like that. But I won't be back next week because I got surgery on my foot and everything. And we'll see how that goes and everything. And I'm just going to tell y'all the truth. Sometimes a brother feels down and out sometimes because going through this recent change in life, it's like, is this going to be permanent or is this going to be the way of life and everything? And sometimes I just don't know and everything. But the God I serve is a powerful God. And he can make anything happen and everything, any miracle happen or whatnot and everything. And I just got to continue to keep my faith and pray to the Lord and just keep on pushing and everything, you know. I've just been out of it and everything. I can't believe it's almost 3 months. Matter of fact, I got a birthday coming up in 2 days. But I haven't been as enthused about that due to stuff that's going on and everything. But I'm just going to keep my chin up and keep my head up and try to keep on pushing and everything. But for those of y'all who watch the show, I'd like to thank you all for watching the show and commenting and everything. But also I want to do one thing before I leave out. I want to give a special shout out to my family. Special shout out to my sister Crystal Richardson. Shout out to my son K Dobbs Jr. Shout out to my niece and my nephew Sydney and Chad. They have held me down during this time. They have held me down big time. And shout out to my peoples that have given me words of encouragement and held me down as well. My boy Romeo Rodriguez, my man Myron Waters, my man Daryl Pedrock Pettis, Sean Sellers, Sean Carlisle, Damon Antonio Wilson. Shout out to them. Shout out to my boy Dink, boy Byron Robinson, Dink, Linnell Thomas, Tracy Johnson, Marva Lilly. They've held me down in a way, you know. Right? It just you never know when your life changes, and your life can change like that. Like that. Like I said, shout out to all those people that's held me down, gave me encouraging words. Oh, also Nikki Synethia Darby, also my son's mother, Angela. Oh my God, I wanted to say Angela Fields, but I know that's not her last name. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. To my son's mother, Angel. Fuck that, she go first name, Angel. Matter of fact, shout out to her as well for all the encouraging words and everything. And, you know, other friends, Cecily, Synethia, thank you all for the encouraging words and checking up on me and everything and whatnot. Virginia Alexander, thank you all for checking up on me, seeing how I'm doing, checking up, seeing that I'm okay and everything, and giving me encouraging words, because a brother need that. Brother absolutely need that. Well, 2 days, it'll be my B-Day. I'm not doing a show on that day. But to those of y'all watching and everything, I'd like to thank y'all all for watching. It felt good to come back on and everything, even though a brother man, because the reason why I wasn't coming back on, because a lot of times when I come from dialysis and stuff or whatever like that, I'd be tired. Then I had medical stuff going on Tuesday and Thursday. Brother man was just swamped and everything. But for now, I'm back and everything. I won't be back next week. I got surgery and everything. So we'll see what happens with that. And when I come back, hey, we'll talk about the Browns, Cavs, and Guardians. And a little bit of Cleveland State, because Cleveland State hired a new coach. Because Mr. Daniel Robinson went off to another job and everything, went off to Better Horizons. So, you know, hey, we'll talk about Cleveland State's new head coach and everything when I come back. But thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening to me vent and everything, because sometimes I be mad at the world, and then sometimes I just be down with the world and everything, but I just take it a day by day, and that's all I can do. But I'd like to thank you all for watching. I will probably be back in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, that is. I got surgery coming up this week. We're coming up June the 2nd and everything, so definitely won't be back next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after I'll be back. But I'd like to say thank you all, and thank you all for those who had well wishes and prayers for me too when I informed everybody that I was ill in the first place. Thank you all for that as well. But this your man Keith Allen with All About Sports 216 signing out. See ya, and be safe and be well. And I'm out. Peace.
We in it for the love of the sport.
Love, man.
We the real McCoys, running the full court.
Yeah.
We in it for the love of the sport.
Ain't that right?
We the real McCoys from the AFC North.
Smash mouth,
We in
baby.
it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the
Press,
sport.
man.
We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport.
Love, man.
We the real McCoys, running the full court.
Yeah.
We in it for the love of the sport.
Ain't that right?
We the real McCoys from the AFC North.
Smash
We
mouth,
in
baby.
it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love